What's up, everybody? It's Lil Nogi Tales here, and today I'm going to be doing the final part of Miriam's character analysis. And sorry it's been a while, but I had some stuff at school, college, and gotten a little busy, but I'm here now. And basically, this is the last stage of Miriam's character development. So we go from, being that tyrant villain to being, having Komugi enter his life, and then having what was it? Oh yeah, trying to look for his name, and then the rose, yeah, and then having amnesia from the rose, and now we see when he's in his final moments, he knows he's about to die, and he just wants to spend it with Komugi. And we really see his goals kind of shrink down since it goes from being world domination as the best species all the way down to just spending your final moments with the person you love. And yeah, it also parallels with Miriam's, kind of, I'd say, ego, since before he was the pinnacle of the Chimera Ants, but now he realizes, now he's willing to stoop so low as to kneel before one of his fellow Khmer Ant soldiers to see the person that he cares about the most, and that is Kumogi. So that just shows how far of a character Miriam's gone, and he also says this himself when he says there was only a little change within me, but I think it was something along those lines where he was talking to Palm and he was saying, I only felt a little change within myself. And that's basically pointing to the part where Miriam said, he's in the borderline of being an ant and a human. And that little word from Wilfin, Kumugi, pushed him over to the edge to the human side where he can, empathize. Or I don't really know the word for it, but you know. So we finally see him, achieve his goal, and he gets to spend the last moments with the person that he loves, and that is Kumogi. And it's really nice since from this point, Miriam truly cares about her now, and he wants to see, for them to see each other as equals, where he doesn't want to, refer to the honorifics, no sama. And what else? And yeah, and also during their game, I don't know, I heard that it symbolized how how the fight was between Naturo and Komugi, and basically what I heard was that it's plausible to me, but Komugi isolated the king, which like the board game represented humanity versus the Chimera Ants. So Komugi isolated the king, which is equivalent to Netero isolating Meruem from the royal guards, and Meruem counters, which is equivalent to him, beating Netero up. Yeah, basically defeating him. And Komugi reverses that, which is Netero's poison bomb. Yeah, it's plausible to me that that's what Togashi meant, but I'm not really sure. And trying to think. Just give me a second, guys. And yeah, that during that game, that was really the first time I think we see Meruem, have a genuine smile. If you look back, I don't think we've ever seen him smile like that before without, evil intent or a smirk. But he was generally just, not generally, genuinely happy with, spending his time with Kumogi. And Yeah. So, and then we get through, Komugi wishes to stay with him, and the poison affects her too. And it's funny since his name is Meruem, and it's basically the light that illuminates all. I think that's what it meant. That's what the queen said his name meant. And it's ironic since during the last moments, it's the first time they see each other. Since I mean during the last moments when Miriam's going blind and they're both on the verge of death, Kumugi's seeing his face for the first time, you know, touching his face and whatnot, and Miriam is seeing Kumugi's face for the last time as he loses eyesight, and yeah, and at last he finally does acknowledge him as they're equals, and they're gonna go die together, and that was a sweet moment. I mean, those two are those two the relationship between those two was purely beautiful. I mean, it's not superficial. I'm not saying that harems and those other romances are bad. I mean, I like them too, but compared to that, I mean, this is like I guess you'd say like the perfect true love. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Let me think. What else is there to cover? Oh, also, I think the fact that Miriam never beat Kumogi is kind of a symbol as to how, he was never able to really beat his human side. Like was never able to put it away. Because if you think about it in the beginning, Miriam said, once I beat this woman, I can dispose of her. But he was never able to do it, and I think it shows to the fact that Kumogi represented his human side, and it grew on him to the fact that it took over. And yeah, and so it ends, and Miriam the King is defeated, and I could see how people see it as a plot device, that he just had that bomb stuck in him, but I'm sure that the only reason that Miriam was able to live was so that he could conclude things with Komugi, and I was perfectly fine with that. It's a beautiful ending. And let me just touch upon like the Chimera ants. I mean, Miriam's relationship with his royal guards. I think the royal guards in a way represented his character development since it's basically split into two. There was Poof, who really was, I think, the truest Chimera ant. I mean, he never changed, and Poof was the one who wanted to eliminate Kumogi in the first place. He was always a royal guard. Like he never evolved into gaining empath human feelings. Like Pito and Yubi. And on the other side of the coin, we got Yuppie and Pizza, who both developed kind of, I'd say, empathy for their opponents, since, Yuppie was filled with rage, and he spared his enemies, even though it could bring harm to his king, for the sheer amount of respect he has for them. And that's not something like a Chimera ant should do. You should eliminate all threat, but there's something in Yuppie that grew that prevented him because of his personal desire, not for the betterment of the you know Chimera ants. And also with Pito, since when Gon was giving his spiel, she respected the fact that she let that Gon let him I mean let her, I don't know, let him or her heal Kumogi, so she thought she would be honest with Gon and just heal her. I mean like tell him the story upright. And while he was sobbing, she does. I'm just gonna call Pito a she, but she doesn't, outright kill him, even though it would be so much easier since his guard is down, because Gon allowed for her to heal Kumugi, and if you look at her eyes, you can see how sorry she actually feels for Gon. So I think, Yuppie and Pito kind of represented the king's side of his human side, and Poof is, the side that never really evolved, the royal guard side. And I think I'm just gonna give my final thoughts on this arc. And the Chimera Ant arc is my favorite arc, and Meruem it's tough. I think he's my favorite villain. He's either one or two, and the other one is none other than Johann Liebert from Monster. And yeah, I think that's basically what covers Miriam's character. I feel like I'm missing something. Hold on, guys. Oh yeah, just to touch up on the fact that I think Miriam's character evolution it kind of shows how much humans have evolved in a way, or how they would have evolved. I mean, it's like Miriam is evolution compact into one life. I mean, 40 days. His character development is so huge. I mean, it kind of represents how a species evolves in a way. And since it's Chimera Ants, it's all done much faster. I mean, what took us, how long have we been on this earth? 10,000s of years, and we're not even complete. What took us that long took Miriam around 40 days. And yeah, so that was basically my review for Meruem from Hunter x Hunter, and see you guys later. Tell me what you guys think I should review next. Bye.